All right. It says I'm live, and there are 11 of you fuckers in here already. Pop out chat. Slide this over. Nope. Not like that. There we go. Holy shit. Fiore made it. Hello, sir. Jeff, Brittany, Steve. Congratulations, Steve. Adam, hello. John, hello. Will, Colt. You guys are pretty okay. Pretty okay. That's as far as I'm willing to go. Jason Hedrick, how the fuck have you been? Uncle Guns, Doggy Bone, isn't that the next line? Becker. Tonight's brought to you by Rock God Brewing. There looks like they might be a smidgen off of the screen. So, but you get the idea. All right. So what do we got going on tonight? New and exciting stuff. Steve's going to have himself a little girl. Crystal, hello. I have a small list tonight. Doesn't have a lot of stuff on it. Although there's one thing on it that's not on it that I'm going to add. And that is wearing a $900 hat for Adam. You can see where some stuff fits. Actually, it's probably a little more expensive now. $920, $940. The strobe's $100, $1,040, $20 in batteries. It's like $1,060 hat. I'll get to that part when I get to that part. It's my way of keeping Adam here for the long haul. All right. Did I mention Rock God Brewing Company? Official sponsor of Tuesday night live streams. Provider of fine beverages. And host of the first Radio Ops Prior Seminar this coming Sunday. There are seats available. Apparently there's a lot of seats available because we're allowed to have as many people, but that does transcend right into one of the items on my list that a federal district judge has said that the restrictions that Governor Wolf put in place were unconstitutional. He was sued by a number of states, a couple of representatives and whatnot, and he was found to have been violating the Constitution of the United States in the service of being the governor. However, what I assume that means is that the state has attorneys that we're paying for. Strange that we have to pay for this. Probably going to appeal, and their appeal they'll probably ask for I don't know if it's called an injunction because it's not preventing, but like an injunction to keep the restrictions in place until the appeal has been heard. That's what I would assume is going to happen. So I can't promise that that's what's going to happen, but it's what I would think is going to happen. That they will try to hold on to the restrictions until an appeal happens. Ron Clark, hello, sir. Looking forward to seeing you soon. The tar and feathering, that could happen anytime. I'd be okay with it. in order to not be censored on any of these highly left-leaning social media platforms, you got to be careful about what you say. So I'm going to offer that if somebody were to tar and feather him or anything else, I would certainly put money towards their legal defense. Yes, most Pennsylvanians. Well, to him, most Pennsylvanians only exist in like 7 counties. The rest of the counties don't count. He has said those exact words. That the counties with enough population to elect a governor are the only counties that the governor represents. He does not represent all of the counties because the other ones cannot elect or, either way, they can't sway the election. So he represents 7 counties. The cat down there. I've never seen the cat in this room. Yes, be a shame if. Someone should make a shirt. I will check that off my list, though. Unconstitutional wolf, be worthless piece of shit. All right. Yes, Gabe, tar and feathering. I'm in. All right. So, got one thing off my list. That was my best Tim impersonation. I know some of you aren't won't get it, but okay. All right, comments. All right. I believe there's a good chunk of you over here that are in the Dynamics alumni page. If you are, I've been posting some photos of shit that is a term that Reed Hendricks came up with, coined some time ago. And then there was my old boss made a video about it. I made a video about it. Reed made a video about it. And then a bunch of other people did. And I thought, and it's still like a pretty good idea because it gives a way to compare what people got in there. And you go, oh, I should totally have one of those. Or why am I the only guy that's got one of these? Maybe it's worthless or whatever. But the one that I did was quite some time ago. It's my most watched video, though. I'm going to do another one, so I'm tearing my bag apart and taking some pictures, and I'm putting the picture on the alumni page with a little bit of descriptions, but there will be a video coming soon. If I can squeeze it out, patrons will have the video before this weekend. This weekend, however, at Study Group, it is a convoy study group in Lebanon, and before we do it, we are going to have a loadout bag dump out. So we can literally take the duffel bag full of gear, throw it on the ground, and compare, contrast, and get some ideas. Or I'm going to have to dump it out on the ground, but we can at least open it up and poke through it and see how people have their Minuteman loadout bags stocked, if that makes sense. So that study group is Saturday. And then we're going to do some driving around and using videos and maybe a little shooting. Jim, hello, sir. It was good to talk to you today. Make sure you tell Tony that you talked to me because I didn't answer the phone when he called me because I was talking to you. And I was going to buy a cheeseburger at Five Guys, so I didn't call him back. Oh, my lovely wife is here. Or it's some other Jmar, but I bet you it's the way because she is in a different state, enjoying not having me around. So I was hoping maybe John Ammons would join us tonight too. I talked to him earlier today about some ideas for a radio pouch. That dude is fucking swamped with work, but he's the only dude I know like that sews. That's probably not really true either, but he's the one I'm closest with that sews. So I have an idea for a pouch. Or maybe since my wife is here and you all are calling her favorite Mar and that kind of thing, you could get her to sew the prototype made out of some lighter weight materials that her sewing machine could do. Oh, did I say hi, John? I'm sorry. I'm getting old and I forgot, or I was just trying to clue in that you were here and get you to say hi and then tell everyone what great gear you make. And if you won't do it, I will do it. There is some of John's gear, by the way, over on the LI page, front and center in some of the photos of the loadout bags. Just throwing that out there. Jen, apparently all these wonderful viewers here on YouTube land like you to sew up a prototype radio pouch. It can be pretty rough, just so I can get a good idea if it works, and then we can send it off to John, who is also here, so that he can build hundreds of them and become a gazillionaire, or however many you have to make to become a gazillionaire. I'm trying to catch up. Yes, y'all are telling me that I missed John, and maybe I even said hello to him. Sheesh. Well, you've done so much for me. I think the least I could do is help make you a gazillionaire. Maybe you can have so many of these ordered that you could literally retire and hire like just a crew of like midgets to get in there and do all your sewing for you. Anthony Horvath. Hello, sir. You called me today. I was on the phone with Jim. And then when I got off of the phone with him, I went in to buy a cheeseburger. And then I drove home eating said cheeseburger and never thought to call you back. But I intended to. And then I got bazillions, or I'm reading Crystal's gazillions. Then I got busy doing shit, and then you kept getting pushed to the back. Although I did tell Jim earlier he should text you and say that you talked to him today, but I didn't talk to you. But I was on the phone with him when you called. So let's see, what do we we got some newcomers on here, like 24 of you fucks. Loadout bags for study group on Saturday, along with some convoy shit. And there's pictures on the alumni page. Sunday is the radio ops primer class. So if you got a radio and you don't know how to use it, Sunday, Danville, Pennsylvania, you get yourself some of this quality brew and learn how to use your radio. It's even on sale. The instructor is somewhere in this room where he normally is just texting the shit out of me while I'm on the YouTubes and not realizing that that is happening. So let's see. Loadout bags, we're crossing that off. Danville class has been mentioned. My list is almost over. We're only like 10 minutes into this. Oh, I got a couple things here in front of me. Well, Willie, you don't have to drink beer, but you can still buy one if you want to support Gary and Ben in their endeavor to have a business. You can buy it, and I will drink it because I will do that to help my brothers. Yes, Mike has mentioned it is the first Tremis Dynamics class not taught by the Tremis. It'll still be dynamic, though. So what else I got going on here? I got a lovely package from Pete Pie Jr. today. There was some wonderful Defiant ammunition in the box and a few samples of some Super Vel solid copper plus P ammunition. Pete Pie Sr. works for Super Vel, so Pete Pie Jr. scored me some bullets so that I had more bullets for the solid copper shootout. So there is now, as far as I'm aware, I have at least 4 and mostly 5 rounds of all the brands of 9mm, 115 grain solid copper projectile ammo that I have ever seen on the shelf. There might be others. I should say solid copper hollow points because there's those Lehigh Defense makes the solid copper not hollow pointed. I'm not testing those. Solid for hollow points, and now I think I have all of them, so soon the testing can commence. The hard seltzer there is pretty good stuff. I mentioned we have a project in the works. It's going to require a road trip. I'm going to go with those guys on the 20 something of this month to get some materials for that project. Adam Hall, you are correct. I believe the rip round is also all copper, and I don't know the weight. I assume they might have 115. Now, I do believe, is Luke Kane on here? Is he watching out there somewhere quietly? Because if he is, Luke knows somebody at the company that makes RIP. I can't remember the name. My memory is terrible. But maybe I need to get some RIP rounds if they have a similar weight. I don't, if it's like a 100 grain, I probably wouldn't want to compare them because it would be not a fair comparison. G2, yes. That's right. Yeah, I think Luke knows somebody there. So maybe I know bullets are hard to get hands on, but I'm not saying Luke can like get me the hookup. Like Luke might have like 5 rounds sitting around his house. Maybe he'd like to put in the mail and send for a wonderful test. I will even send him back 5 bullets from some other manufacturer to replace them if that's what he so wishes. So if somebody out there has connections to Luke Kane right now at this moment, tell him to send me a text. Or not, I'll signal message. I'll wait until the live stream's over and I'll ask him myself. Probably gonna shoot them out of this pistola here that I finally got mostly like done. It's we're gonna say that it's an airsoft gun so that YouTube doesn't flag this. But I got this Hollow Sun 407K optic mounted to this M&P 2.0 with all the pecs. I feel like I would be doing somebody a disservice comparing it. Although I guess I could do it maybe, how in my YouTube video, I do an after credit stinger. Maybe that would be a good place to add the rip round since it isn't the same weight. But yeah, I think I'll shoot him out of this guy because this has got the full AX, what is it called? Ford Satyr kit in it. And now it's got the new Hollow Sun red dot on it. So maybe that'd be the Kaplawi device for doing the gelatin test. And I'm going to do the gelatin test because I only have 5 rounds. My Gorilla I only have 4. So wanted to do, like, after I thought about this, like a bare gelatin test and then a little, some sort of cloth over the top gelatin test. Although everybody says, "Oh, we like to do double indicator," and I'm not sure if like who it is that that's wearing like two jean jackets. In fact, I can't tell you the last time I saw anybody in a jean jacket. I don't know if denim is like ever really covering the heart of a bad guy or an guy. Like, does like Levi's even make jackets anymore? I just don't. I could see maybe a leather jacket or a Carhartt jacket, but denim across all different kinds of fucking clothing that would be in front of a human heart. No. Oh, Jason, that sounds pretty awesome. Because I have bought some and then melt it back down, and however it is I needed to melt it back down. I got the YouTubes, I can figure it out. Crystal wearing a jean jacket. Well, it's fair. My wife says they're popular with kids, and you're like a kid. Great. Sounds awesome. Jason, that's who I was answering. All right, so the solid copper shootout's coming soon. If I need some rip, that will be some good, a good stinger for the end. Oh, I even showed off the Hollow Sun. That wasn't even on my list. Next Tuesday is going to be a live stream, and I have a little, I do like an index card of shit I want to talk about. Next Tuesday's live stream, I already have one thing on the index card, and that is the class that's happening June 20th next year. I've announced what it is. I am going to announce it next Monday on Patreon, and then Tuesday, I'm going to announce it on live stream. If I announce it on live stream, I'll get like live for the whole world as well. But it is a class that has not happened yet. It is new. It is specially priced for some folks, awesome priced, and it will be next June. But I meant to do it this week and forgot all about that it wasn't live, because the rest of the schedule is live. Did I mention that last week, that maybe the entire 2021 schedule is live? Hi, puppy next door. Oh, I'm almost out of shit on my list. I guess I could get to the either big item, or I could do Adam's trial. So on the alumni group, we're talking about loadouts and shit. And with the last picture I did talk about like the cool guy stuff that you put on your head. And it's hard to lay things in a photograph. Jason, that June class will be here in Pennsylvania. Lebanon County Police Combat Pistol Club. I have a Texas class scheduled next year, Jason, in the fuck is it? New Johnsonville, Fort Honey Badger at Sonny's place in March. I have it listed. March 12th through 14th, 3-day pistol class. That's the only thing I got scheduled in Texas, although my travel schedule for next year is open. And speaking of open, there are a lot of openings for all 3 of the 1-day classes I'm doing in Del Rio in November. So if some of you would like to get into some post-election classes, I have 3 1-day classes: a low light class, a vehicle class, and a force on force class, all 1 day in Del Rio in November. The see, Jim's saying I'm coming to Del Rio. We just haven't scheduled it. It's not like Del Rio's off the list because nobody signed up for November. Nobody didn't sign up, but there isn't a lot of signups for November. Enough that I'm coming, but they're not full, which is odd for you people out there, especially since the ones in that are coming up this November are classes that I've never taught in Texas. So I thought that people would be anxious to not have to do any repeats. But here we are, and there are openings, and there are coupon codes out there. There's one coupon code that's 99% off of a class. Adam, it is, well, it's kind of both. So here is the deal with the new low light class. The low light primer is just the seminar that we can do anywhere. We're going to do that earlier in the day and then go to dinner or whatever, and then go to the range and do all of the stuff we talked about in the classroom, but in the live fire when it gets dark. Crystal, when you find out what the codes are, you're going to be upset with yourself that you didn't figure them out sooner, because you might be the one that figures it out. And the 3 codes, one is for $1 off, one's for $10 off, or something like that. Maybe one's for 10% off and one's for $10 off. And then there's the one that's like 99% off. They're all related to each other. Like if you figure out one, you'll probably figure out the other 2. The 99% one is a one-shot deal. The other 2 are permanent. So you can always share those with your friends, or you can share them with the world. I don't care. People will forget. So anyhow, over there on the alumni page, talking about gear, and I'm laying things on the ground, taking a picture from above. So when you have something round, hard to get a proper picture. So trying to illustrate how the Cry Precision nightcap with all the bolted on parts to it works with the Ear Pro. So if you give me half a second here, I will remove my wonderful Midwest Industries hat, Gear Bear 511 for 10% off. Oh, I need a haircut. And so the watch cap, this is the most underrated piece of gear in the night vision world. It is mesh and Cordura and Velcro, and it weighs nothing. It's super comfortable, and it's pretty damn adjustable. I'm not going to bother strapping it up around my thing because it makes my face look fat, which doesn't look fat enough already. But once it's on your head, looks like a little beanie there. I'll go ahead and flip that up. So as you can see, I think you can see on the side, there's a battery pouch. I got like 16 batteries in there and a strobe pouch. But it leaves the top completely open so that you can get your Ear Pro on, and they do not interfere with each other. So, Adam, I hope you were paying attention. I figured it would be obvious once I wrapped that thing around something round, like my giant melon. Put the hat back on, hide that haircut, lack of a haircut. All right. Well, here's your information, Jim. I know this is going to be hard to believe, but it's been online for a couple of months. March 12th through 14th, I will be at Sunny's place in New Jacksonville, Johnsonville. I'm trying to remember like what town is there his farm for Dynamic Pistol all 3 days. So there are it's about half full. So there are slots for that. And Jim, it would be awesome to have you out there. If you need a place to stay, I might have to be renting a room, so we might be able to go 50-50 on it or something. If you would, need to share a room with somebody. I know you're a private man who likes your space. Yes, dear. Well, you usually leave for your birthday, so this year I'm going to leave for your birthday, or next year I'm going to leave for your birthday. Willie, where did I get? I don't know what it is that you're talking about, but the watch cap, the nightcap from Cry, I got from TNVC. No, I did not. Got it direct from Cry. TNVC out of stock. I also got the battery pouch direct from Cry. The Strobe Pouch I got eBay, Amazon, there. Strange enough, it's actually the cheapest thing that Cry makes. And I have not found a helmet of any type, bump helmet or ballistic helmet, that is as comfortable as the watch cap, even with a 14 on it. I don't know what it would feel like with the weight of like 15s or 31s or whatever on the front, but once I'm wearing this around someone that has those, I'll just swap it out and put it on and see. Yeah, the battery pouch, I looked a couple of them. Most of them are meant to go on a ballistic helmet, and the Velcro is all the way at the bottom, so the battery pouch goes there. Well, the nightcap has a back, just a baseball cap counterweight. So Cry's battery pouch is meant for the watch cap, so it is literally like a dangler, like the what's that kind of that makes the pouch for the chest rings? It's called the dangler. Man, that's going to eat me alive until I think of their name. So anyhow, it hangs lower than the adjustment band for the nightcap, like on the back of your hat, the snap back part goes through the battery pouch to keep it from like flopping around. It's actually pretty ingenious. Works very well together. All right, Jim says he's in. Woo! There's the Strobe Pouch. We were talking about that earlier. The downside to that Strobe Pouch is it holds a giant fucking strobe. Like the MS2000 is not a little strobe light, and there are some other smaller ones on the market. Faro Concepts, Crystal, you are on it. I knew their name would come to me once you told me. But I didn't pay for my MS2000, so like it was a pretty smoking deal. And I'm willing to go with a little larger size. I also found out something I didn't even realize. So like the MS2000, it's got 2 AA lithium batteries in it. Well, they don't have to be lithium. And like when you push this switch, it's strobing in with the IR cap on. And now you can, if you want a visible strobe, you can remove the cap, press the switch. It's going to make a bright light, and it's doing its visible strobe thing. You can also extend it like so. So now the strobe is directional, so it can only be seen from the end, and a blue filter drops down over it when you extend it. So now it is a directional blue strobe. Quite unique, and it's pretty clever. Things. But it was a gift. My good buddy Chris gave it to me. He sometimes watches these live streams if he's on. Thank you, sir. However, it's also, I didn't realize this, but Tucker Carlson is on the same time as my live streams. So sometimes he's got to prioritize. And it isn't always me. All right. So hopefully that answers that question, the how the Ear Pro works. I think Adam got that. So with the cap, it has a piece of carbon fiber inside of it, curved, and it is got the 3-hole pattern drilled in it. It also has the 4-hole pattern drilled in it in the carbon. So when the hat itself is just material over the carbon, you take a Surefire, shine it through, and wherever the light's coming through is where the holes in the carbon fiber is, and you either mark the 3-hole or the 4-hole, depending on what type of mount you have, shroud you have. And the Wilcox has the 3-hole, so I just shined the light through, marked the 3 holes with a Sharpie, and then poked a hole there, ran the bolts through it, and it's good. And like the inside, in the front where the carbon fiber is, it has this foam pad with like some real soft, like moleskin type feel to it, but it velcros out, and you can see the bolt heads for the 3-hole pattern that I had to just poke holes in the material for, and then the pattern covers it. George, those of you who know Leonidas, he runs a nightcap with his 14, but with his dual tubes, he runs ops core helmet. Scott, not a whole lot. Nothing earth shattering going on so far. But so George upgraded to 15s or 31s or RNVGs or whatever fucking dual tubes that he's got. And he put it on a helmet with Ops Core amp, Ear Pro. And when we went out to, the last time I saw George, we used night vision. It was in the dark. That's going to surprise you, but in the woods. And George brought his 14 and his nightcap, because he said the nightcap is still the shit. Yes, we were talking some nod stuff. Was showing Adam how the Cry nightcap interfaces with Peltors, and they work perfect together. And in case I didn't mention it earlier, even though I know I did, the Cry nightcap, most underrated piece of night vision equipment on the market. Like all the other stuff, we know it's good. That seems to fly under the radar, and I have no idea why, because it's pretty amazing. Two questions. What's the nightcap? It's this guy. It is the mesh soft hat that mounts night vision, and then you can put shit on the back too, like I did. That's question one. There you go. Cry nightcap, most affordable piece of Cry gear on the market. And what's your second question? It does not look as. Are you using speech to text tactic oil? So the comms thing, if you have no budget whatsoever, like you can just spend whatever you want, Peltor Comtac 6. If you're on a more restricted budget, Peltor Comtac 3s. If you can't afford either of those, it's going to get rough. Like finding something awesome. TCI Liberators and MSA Swordens are about the same price as Comtac 3s. I think the Comtac 3s are nicer. The Ear Pro I have here in my hand are Comtac 2s. Not as nice as the Comtac 3s, but I was looking for dual leads so I could run a radio right and a radio left. And that was a requirement for what I wanted to do with the Ear Pro. And that meant either dual lead Comtac 2s or out of my budget for dual lead Comtac 3s or higher. Dual lead adds $100 to $300 to the cost. So if you don't need to run two radios, single leads can get you a higher quality Ear Pro at the same price than running the dual down leads. Javier, good to see you. I thought maybe you were bailing on this whole Tuesday night live stream thing. We talked about all kinds of cool stuff and you missed it all. It's all right. I'll tell you all about it next month when you're here. What are we down to now? Like 20 some days until you're up here? That'll be awesome. Adam, did like HSA, like health, the savings account, like the HSA card, that your employer puts money on and then you can put non-taxed money on. Is that what we're talking about? Or is there a different HSA that I'm not? I'll let the comments catch up. Willie, there's the thing. The plate's already drilled. You just have to poke a hole for Dura that's covering the plate. Like I literally poked it with a pen. Like I shined the light to see where the hole in the plate was and took a pen and poked it through the cloth. I had no idea that HSA money could be used for PPE. And now, if my wife is still watching, because she was earlier, but we lost a few folks, because our health HSA is through her insurance. Baby, I don't know if you heard this, but I might be able to get some Contact Sixes with the HSA card. I mean, I'm just saying. They're telling me that it's doable. Like, don't just, you know, so casually throw away my hearing safety. Well, I knew the HSA could be used for medical. In fact, I used it today for medical. So, Specialized note from a doctor. So, if I need specific PPE for a health condition, I would need something stating that for the HSA. You know what works out great? I have a lot of students that are doctors. Just saying. And I can't hear shit already. So, as my wife just pointed out in the comments, I'm already deaf. The psych evaluation I took today did say something about, I feel that I hear as well as everybody else. And I said, that's a true statement. It was the MMPI-2 test. And because most of my friends are also fucking deaf. Ooh, my job does put me more at risk. Huh. I don't have tendonitis, but in my head, I picture what the pain feels like, and it doesn't sound awesome. Like, I've had a torn tendon. So in my mind, I picture where that pain was located and imagine it like in a constant ache. And I'm glad I don't have tendonitis, because the way I imagine it sounds terrible. Ooh, yes. The can't see in the dark. Night blindness. I'm going to need a PVS 14. So apparently Jen's voice is at the particular frequency where my hearing is poorest. So like if you ever looked at a graphic equalizer, different frequencies, and you can boost or reduce the gain in each one of those frequencies. I have a few frequencies where that is dropped all the way to the bottom, and Jen talks in one of those. However, when she yells, that's in a different frequency, and I hear that just fine. See, I'm getting support here. When she's in another state is the only time she even watches the live streams. Normally, she hides outside the door and just listens to the sound of my voice. And she's out there going, oh, he sounds so debonair. And since she can't do that tonight, and she's off in a different state, she has to listen in on the live stream. Oh, I like that. Javier, I'm totally going to steal that saying. Although I am so proud of my lovely wife. She goes to a different state with her bestest friend in the whole world for their vacation. And before she leaves, they took her friend's car. She takes a picture of the friend's license plate, sends that to me, and the address of where they're going to be the whole time. So that's That's pretty okay. Like I didn't have to even remind her or ask her, like, hey, I need the address of where you'll be, what vehicle you'll be in. I got all that all from her. Hearing protection needs a letter of medical necessity. Okay, Adam, thank you. Simon, I saw you yesterday. You were looking cute as ever. Keep being awesome for your mom. She's pretty okay. The last time I sat in one of those booths, Tom, with the little button thing, I heard all kinds of noises. And afterwards, the lady says, like each frequency, they gave you like 5 levels of volume. And, at 18 trillion trigger hertz, they would give you, really loud and then less loud and less loud. And I was like, oh, I thought there was a lot more than that because I could hear beeping all the time. Apparently, that may be a sign of tinnitus. But I've never been diagnosed, so it didn't happen. That's how men work, right? Until the doctor says you have it, you don't. A letter of medical necessity. Then the question becomes, if you have a letter of medical necessity, sure, your HSA can be used towards it, but will insurance cover any part of it? Like it would hearing aids? Just thinking out loud here. I'm getting a text. It's odd because Mike is actually here on the live stream. Oh no, I'm not taking a fucking Wuhan test at all. Wait, you can get a letter to get tint on your car? Sensing something here. I need to befriend some docs. All right. All right, let me catch up here. So the distributor with the HSA payments, like my HSA card's a Visa. So like that shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, it's a straight up Visa debit card. And the MS2000 stays in the pouch with friction. So the pouch is elastic. It's squeezing tight. The top of the strobe is too fat to go through the pouch, and the switch sticks out the slot. So those keep it from wanting to move around. And there's like some frictiony material on the inside. Like this black stuff's got some tacky to it. And so far that seems to be working. There is a grommet in it, and I thought about tying it off, but I haven't found a need to do so yet, so I haven't. As that elastic wears out, that might be an issue, but there are other MS1000 pouches out there. I just got the cheapest one possible. Oh yeah, the cummerbunds that have some type of QR, clickety-click buckle system, or like the first spear tubes, that does make it a little less holding the flap up by your teeth and Velcro and then it not being right and fucking with it again. And I have the Cobra GT buckles on my plate carrier. And so that makes it easy to bring it over and click and place. Although I wish they had Fidlock buckles. I don't know if Fidlock makes a big, robust buckle, but Fidlock buckles are the shit. If you don't know what a Fidlock buckle is, it is like a Fastex buckle. But instead of having a little pinch thing that goes in and clicks out, it is magnetic. And like if you get it anywhere close to each other, they lock in place. And to release them, you have to slide them apart. So Fidlock, USCCA, chin straps, anything with a Fastex buckle could instead have a Fidlock buckle and would life much better. I have that on some goggles, paintball type goggles I got, and they're awesome. Yeah, the tubes is pretty slick too. I have to admit. The first spear tubes setup. Is it first spear? Came out with tubes? Yeah, first spear. Did the 6.9, 6.12, and tubes all around the same time. Oh, it's 8:54. And you know what I didn't get to? I didn't even get to the top thing on my list that said riots because it's so depressing. I just want to say this. I do want to get it in before so I can't never say anything about it. I saw that it happened in Lancaster. There was some rioting and some people were arrested, and like with $1 million bail, which I thought was amazing because there are a lot of behind the scenes funding for those riots that have things set up to pay for people's bails and for lawyers and shit. So the fact that they made bail fucking ridiculously large means that maybe these behind the scenes financiers can't afford it. So that part was a little more in my heart a little bit. But the big part with the riots, I'm hearing a lot of people say, and not like internet people, but like real life people that actually exist, not personas on Facebook, that the at least this is what that's not gonna happen. I mean, he might win. I have no clue at all what's going to play out. I mean, I have my inklings about which way things could go and how they will get there. But the riots won't stop if a Democrat is elected into office for two reasons. One, that Democrat will never be progressive enough for the people that are rioting. And if they can riot and get a Democrat elected by rioting, that just tells them you have found your thing. Rioting will get us what we want, so we should do more of it. So now they may riot if Trump wins because they're angry, but they will riot if Biden wins because they have proven that they can get what they want if they act a certain way. It's like children. If a child throws a tantrum and you give him a cookie, he will continue to throw tantrums to continue to get cooking. They're trying to find the silver lining to a Biden presidency that at least the riots will stop. I don't think the riots are going to stop. There's no common sense angle in the world that says riots would stop. Yeah, you get more of what you allow. So they don't stop the riots. If any change happens that they want after they've rioted, that just tells them to do more. Take it easy, Scott. I have 8:58, which is close to the time to punch out of this thing. We even hit our little political diatribe, and I'm done talking about it because, it was a good conversation. So rather than be miserable for the rest of my night, I'm done talking about the political spectrum of things, especially because like I mentioned earlier, my wife is not here, so I can't even go talk to her and be like, put my head in her lap and say, baby, make all the bad world go away. Tell me the pretty things, like unicorns and rainbows and stuff. So I'll have to just suffer in silence by myself tonight. And I'm also like just out of the beer. So I am going to, just like Scott did, I'm going to punch out of here and go to bed. Enjoy my evening. Tomorrow I will do my best. I have some Target stands to deliver. I got some hardware, so some of those are done. I don't have enough hardware to finish all of them, but if you want some, there are still some for sale over in tremisdynamics.com under stuff to buy. And the price is back to normal. I have some blems that I knocked a few dollars off. Coupon codes do work on them. So if you have a coupon code for $10 off, 10% off, something like that, you can use it. Patriot Smokes, their last I heard, it was September, big restock. It is September. So yeah, you're out there listening. People are asking. I hope to see you. I told him if he has them at the end of September, if he wants, I invited him to come out to Dynamic Week, and he just bring them then instead of driving out special. He could come out and get some range time in. So maybe that could be a different potential delivery date is the beginning of October. But maybe I should shoot him a message and ask him out of here. You all have a wonderful evening. Some of you I will see Saturday at LCPCPC. 10 o'clock in the morning is when we're going to meet for the loadout bag dump, and then we will get to doing some convoy stuff. And some of you I will see Sunday at the Radio Ops Primer class. There are still seats available. You can sign up on tremisdynamics.com. And for the rest of you, I will see next Tuesday, where I will be announcing next June 20th's class. So you all take it easy. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you later.